Welcome to the Mama Mudra podcast. I'm Kate Thompson-Duwe, and I believe that the wellness industry has a joy problem, so we're aiming to fix it. This podcast is where we bring in experts to challenge beliefs and tools to feel good, stay consistent, and build a life that works. Because in this community, joy is the new performance metric. Welcome to the Mama Mudra podcast. Today's guest represents a very interesting perspective that feels very timely, but also quite controversial in wellness. And considering the intention for this podcast and for everything that I'm doing at the moment is to really try and explore all avenues of finding one's joy through wellness. We are going to sometimes speak to people that are doing things that seem extreme, but actually are quite simple and beautiful in their simplicity. And today's guest, Axay Shah, is one of these. He is known internationally as the raw food guru. And he believes that everything that we need, energy, vitality, longevity, all of these things are actually provided through the process of simplification and not adding too many things in terms of technologies and biohacking tools and tricks. And I thought that even though I am not a raw foodie yet, who knows what might happen in the future, I think it's an incredibly interesting perspective, and I'm very interested to hear what you have to tell us about it, Axay. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Kate, for inviting me. Thank you for this opportunity to tell the truth, tell my experience to your audience and out the world. Yes, it is quite a totally different experience in this 16 years. When I started, I was also like every other ordinary person. And I was not, first of all, I want to tell I'm not a doctor. I don't have a nutritional degree or anything. I'm just a regular person, a businessman, and I'm very much into health and wellness. This is the nature's call that, hey, I just did as an experiment 16 years back. And now I'm seeing the result. Even at age 67, I'm feeling I'm 45. I'm running, I ran 8 marathons. I'm going to run my 9th marathon with my son and my daughter-in-law. So that's the opportunity. So I'm enjoying my life to the fullest in real sense. I'm enjoying my golden years.
That's incredible. I wanted to ask you, you often speak about energy being life, and obviously for you, you're talking about getting energy from what you put into your body, and because you've cut out everything processed and you're operating at a high vibration when one talks about what you put into your system. But from your perspective, considering you've been on both sides of the fence, how do you think people can try and identify and understand if they are operating from a place of pure energy, or are they operating from a place of stress and high cortisol and all of these, nervous system dysregulations that sometimes feel quite energizing?
So, tell you the truth, as a matter of fact, I started this journey at age 50 because of lack of energy. I didn't have any issue, I didn't have anything, a medical problem. But when I found that my energy level is going down, I went to doctor, and doctor said, well, this is the normal process of aging. You are getting old, it's 50. So accept it and go forward. And as a stubborn person, I say, oh, you know what? I want to check it out. I know it is normal. I'm seeing other people are getting old and they are getting out of shape. But that's the reason once I started raw food, I really understood the energy, the issue of our bad health, and what energy can do good about it. So, and I term one quote, and anybody can check on Google. The life is energy, energy is life. So at the birth, we start creating our own energy. Till then, in mother womb, mother creates the energy for you. At the end, once you stop making energy for your body, that's it. That's the end of the story. So the energy is such a big component of our life. Without that, we cannot survive even. So what I try to find out, what is the best way to get the maximum energy. So we eat food. Just, earlier I used to eat food for pleasure, not as a fuel. So now I'm eating as a fuel. So now energy as I get, and as you mentioned, as a vibration, is totally a different form, in a most purest form, not polluted, not something which is going to give the negative effect. And it is not only to the body. This energy now, it is important also for the brain. And it gives such a good clarity, no fog. It is all understanding, not only yourself, but out to the nature and other outside of the world. Now you are connecting with everything so good, since you have a really pure, refined energy which gives you opportunity to understand everything. And in fact, on my book page on Amazon, I made the post of Albert Einstein, and Einstein says, look deep into the nature, and then you will understand everything better.
You call yourself the raw food guru and have positioned yourself as such, which I love. So you obviously are seen as an expert in this field, having been doing this for 16 years, and you live it by experience, which I love. I'm always interested in speaking to people that don't just talk about a theory or talk about a lifestyle or something like that, but they're not following it completely themselves. You started the lifestyle first and then documented it to explain it to people. So could you please, because everything you say sounds wonderful, but I'm just going to be completely honest with you, as a working mom of 3 who's busy, with a husband who has a big appetite, who works a lot, the benefits sound wonderful, but in reality, I'm literally sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, what would I make for my kids that they would want to eat on a daily basis? Talk me through, considering before the age of 50, you lived much like the rest of us. What was that transition phase like when you made this decision to see if you could heal your energy by going raw? What was the transition phase like? I know that you also have children, you also are married. What was that like for your family, but also for you as you started changing into this lifestyle?
Yes, let me give you just what you use the word guru and why I'm using guru. So anybody who can teach, they are can be a coach, can be a teacher. But guru is the Sanskrit word. Gu means darkness, Ru means brightness. So person who is taking people from darkness to brightness is known as a guru. Now when I started it, I was not knowing where I am going. I was just started for curiosity and to understand, how in the world, on this planet, human is the only species eating cooked food. And human is the only species, is suffering so much for the health. So that was the curiosity. That was the clue I got from Mother Nature. And when I started, my transition was not that bad. I am crazy. I did it everything, 100%. I just started. But I had previous history. At age 15 even, when I was teenager, I did this experiment back in Mumbai. So one whole month, nothing but salad, all 30 days. Whole month, one time I did nothing but mung beans, even though it was cooked, but mung beans. So from there, I got the discipline, willpower, courage, and that, hey, I can do it. So at 50, back in now in Los Angeles, I thought, let me try this, because since I'm lacking the energy, maybe the raw food is the real answer. That was going on in my mind. And when I started, I really felt so good within 3-4 weeks. Now that gave me keep going, that hey, if 3-4 weeks can be this good, what if I can continue? And that become 1 year, and then 3 year, and now is a 16 plus year, and I'm enjoying it. I then understood energy better. I understood the relationship with the food and how it can help to our body much better. Then I started digging in. I started doing some research, on what is good for which fruit is good, which vegetable is good, all those things. Then I started. But first I just, blindly, I just wanted to do the experiment. And thank God, that was the calling from the Mother Nature. Yes.
Your screen is celebrating that statement.
Right, it's your screen.
It's exactly.
Yeah, good.
So tell me, Axay, do you think that your lifestyle and the raw food lifestyle is the optimal lifestyle for everyone? Because we also, on the podcast and in the discussions that we have a firm belief that wellness is completely individual. What works for one person may not necessarily work for another. But do you think when it comes to what we put into our bodies, that raw food is the answer for everyone no matter what?
Yes, I also believe that food is individual. Everybody can have their own opinion, their own, whatever preference. But as I ate whole my life as I was like eating like a pig. I was vegetarian, but I also ate 4 years of, in my college, meat and everything, fish and chicken and everything. But that was, again, experiment. What I now understand from the scientific point of view is like, every human is designed as a vegetarian. And I will tell this. It's like this is not a culture. This is not just somebody's opinion, but this is the design. So even let's say if you have a car, and if your car is taking gasoline, you cannot put diesel in there. And if your car is taking electric, you cannot put gasoline there. So this is how, whatever the machine is designed, if you give that proper fuel, it is going to work much better. I consider this out there in the nature. If you see any animal, okay, all animal who are, vegetarian are drinking water through lips. We are, as a human, we are also drinking water through the lips. Now, all non-vegetarian animals are drinking water through their tongue. So this is a basic different characteristics. There are a couple of which are like in the borderline and they are exceptional, but we are going for the rule, not exception. Now, second big characteristic is all the vegetarian animal, their intestine is 6 times longer than their height. So if my height is a 6 feet, then my intestine is going to be 36 feet. That's also for the cow, that also for the elephant, that also for the giraffe and everybody, all other vegetarian animal. On the flip side, if any non-vegetarian animal, its intestine is only 3 times larger than their height. So tiger, if it is 6 feet, the intestine is only 18 feet. This is designed by nature. This is the science. This is not something, which I'm just telling, and this is not a culture or it's a religion or anything. So this is what I understood. And then I said, okay, if this body is designed for the vegetarian food, why should I eat meat? So meat is out of question. Now, Another thing, why raw? Maybe vegetarian is fine, but then cook. But what I realize is when we, let's say 50,000 years back, we started using fire for cooking. We started using fire in a life, 500,000 years back, that's what this is. Whatever plus minus, I don't want to go into that discussion. But many years back, we started using fire as for cooking. Now that gave us upper hand, that gave us advantage over other species. Like let's say our closest relative chimpanzee we are 96%, 98% we are same. So what gave us, it is cook food, because our brain needs around 25% of the energy what we create. And cooked food gave us ready energy right away, in quantity. But that was then, when there was the food was in scarcity. There was no house, there was no refrigerator, the food you eat, and then you don't know when is going to be your next meal. Coming forward to today's life, food is not in scarcity. Every house have unlimited food, it's like in the outside, in the world also. So our refrigerator is filled up with the food. Now what happened, what was good at that time, cooked food was good, it was a blessing then, it is now a curse. That is creating the problem with our life. So I understood, they say if it is vegetarian and if it is the raw food, it is going to give you that is going to be the best fuel for the body. So I used to eat food to please my palate and tongue. Not anymore. I'm still pleasing my palate and tongue, but I'm very aware that I'm into the moment, very mindful what I'm putting in my mouth. And that created a totally different energy production in my body. Whatever I used to eat, right now today I'm eating only 25%, and I'm producing energy almost, I can say, 200%.
Wow. Are you growing your own food, or where are you sourcing your food? Because as I'm listening to you talking, I'm thinking, if I were to implement this into my lifestyle, we have a chain of stores in South Africa, that they make the most wonderful ready-made meals. Everything's pre-packaged, so like I'm thinking to myself, would I go and just buy huge salads and, sort of veggies that you can eat raw? But ultimately, if you're eating raw, but you're still consuming pesticides and things like that, or chemicals because the food is packaged, you're not getting the same benefit. So is everything that you consume also completely organic? Do you only shop at markets or grow yourself? How do you, where do you draw the line,
I know, but Kate, I understand this, and I had this question many times before.
I'm sure.
The pesticide. But this is, I'm eating 16 years plus. I'm also buying food from outside, from the market. Luckily, I have 30 fruit tree in my backyard, so I'm getting a lot of fruits from my backyard. But it is not that limited fruit I'm eating. I'm eating all variety of fruits, even which is not growing in my backyard. And in my backyard is only for 4 months, 6 months, not more than that.
Sure.
So pesticide is an issue, but we don't have to worry too much about the pesticide. And this is, I'm saying with the responsibility, that why I'm saying this is like pesticide, you can take it out. Let's say if whatever fruits or vegetables you are buying, wash it well, wash with the vinegar, wash with the warm water, clean it well, so it is not going to go down there. If it is there injecting and those things, don't buy those products. Go to the farmer market. Now, when you said that ready food available in the market, if you have to eat, if you are, let's say, traveling and you don't have time and you have to eat those food. But otherwise, cut your own food. Don't buy pre-cut food. The reason is, Mother Nature created this packaging. Let's say the apple on the tree is so good, it is nothing happens to the apple even with the sun and all the environment. The skin is a packaging. That packaging is so good that nothing happens to apple. The minute you cut, it is start going to get oxidization. Now that going to start depleting the nutrition value in any fruits or any vegetable. The minute you cut, you have to consume it as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you are getting nutrition, but not as much as, intact. And some fruits and vegetable, you can eat with the skin. And I know a lot of people, they say, how can you do that? And I don't know, I started as an experiment, and then I realized that in the skin, so much of nutrition. We are throwing out those skin. So let's say the mango is very popular among Indians. And most of the Indians, what they do, they eat the pulp and they throw out the skin. Now, skin has so much nutrition in the mango that if you eat this with the skin, it is you are going to get not only you're using all your money you spent, but also you are getting so much of nutrition. It is that's what if you keep in mind, and now your palate has to get adjusted, because most of the people, how it is gross, how you can eat. So everything when you eat first time, it is going to be like little different. Then you make that habit, and your body is going to accept it. And I eat now mango all the time with the skin. And it is so good. And here in California, David Murdoch, his wife and his mother both died because of the cancer. And he donated his $1 billion plus, to cancer research. He says that, the institute says that the skin has so much power, absorbed from the sun, which is also going to help you to fight against the cancer. That much nutrition value have in the skins. So this is what I learned, So whenever people think about pesticide, all those, the fear, it is a real fear. I am not going to say it is a fake. But that fear is they don't have to eat junk food because of that fear. They don't have to eat processed food and ultra-processed food because of that fear. No. You can take the control. We as an intelligent animal, we are as an intelligent species, we can bring the solution that, hey, this is the pesticide, is the issue. Okay, I have the solution.
Yeah. So what do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about living a raw food lifestyle? I mean, for me, I imagine that you would be hungry. I just think to myself, I can't imagine being fully satisfied. But I also suspect, as you said earlier, you eat now 25% of what you previously ate, and are, receiving and expending 200+% of energy. So I imagine that your appetite and your stomach shrink accordingly, so you don't need as much as you did previously. But what other than that do you think that people misbelieve about a raw food lifestyle?
So, as I said, I was eating like a pig. So what we eat is important, but more important is what our body is absorbing. If our body is not absorbing, we are eating and next day it goes out without any result. So that all waste. Now your body goes through to digest and that, but nothing is happening. Instead, once you eat the raw food, what happens? It is not going to happen. Even when I started, I started with the big portion. I was getting so hungry that in the morning when I ate, let's say breakfast, then I used to eat 2 big banana. And I needed, because I was getting hungry. Now I cannot eat even 1 banana. The reason is 16 years it took. It is a process. It is nothing going to happen overnight. but your microbiome is the one is digesting the food, telling your brain that okay, I am satisfied or I am not satisfied, telling it okay, it's enough or it's not enough. So all those sensors become so sensitive that even if right now I am eating almond and walnut as my breakfast, but if I have, let's say, few pieces in the bowl, I'm not going to eat if I feel that I'm done. And sometimes my wife says, hey, you know what, 2-3 pieces, eat. I don't want to put it back. I said, no, you cover it and keep it. I will eat next day. So that much sensitive I become. Only few pieces I'm not taking extra, because now my body becomes so sensitive about the quantity of the food. So it's going to happen for most of the people. It will take time. And when you ask about the myth, most of the people have myth that raw food is not good for health. My elder sister, when I started, in 2009, she was so mad at me. She said, Akshay, you cannot eat raw food. You are going to fall sick. Well, she knew everything what my mother told us, So that the only thing she knew. But surprisingly, at the same time, my nephew, he was coming out from the high school and he was valedictorian. He got 7 years of scholarship to go to any medical school. So he was brilliant. He sent me so many scientific articles that, uncle, you should not eat raw food because XYZ, this is all scientific reason. And I appreciate, he cares for his uncle, concern for the uncle, so he sent me all those articles. But being a rebellious person, stubborn person, I say, okay, if I fall sick, I'm going to fall sick. I will quit. But I want to try. Today, same guy become oncologist. And what he says, uncle, keep doing what you're doing. This because he is saying that my 21 year of record, no medication, I'm doing all this marathon and all those stuff, and he's saying it. He says, you look healthy, much more healthy for age 67, so keep doing what you're doing. And not only him, my doctor is also saying the same thing.
So in the 16, 17 years that you've been living this lifestyle, have you not gotten sick at all? Are there no. Not at all? Because, at the moment in the world of longevity, one of the biggest names, I'm sure you know, has just been diagnosed with a huge autoimmune disease, and it's all over the media. He's spent millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on living forever, and now has come out with this. And I think that it's very interesting timing that we're having this conversation, because obviously that was,
yes.
In doing the research for today and, reading up about the lifestyle, and obviously not the opposite, but kind of, the sort of the other side of things being extreme biohacking and complicating things versus your lifestyle, which is just simplifying everything. It's fascinating to me that this person that is kind of the figurehead for over-optimization has now been diagnosed with this incredibly bad, incurable disease, which, those diseases didn't exist centuries ago.
No, what I understand, and as I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to just diagnose, but whatever I understand. In fact, yesterday only I made a blog for Brian Johnson and put it on LinkedIn. What I understand that the autoimmune disease was there for even before when he started doing this.
Yes.
He started this for 4, 5, 6 years. This autoimmune disease was underlying and it was there and it triggered now. He cannot absorb the iron. Now all those things is there. It has nothing to do with what he did for exploration of the longevity and don't die. So it is there, but it's kind of unlucky. What triggered, who knows? Now, but maybe it is all this created the environment which trigger now. Maybe, see, we all have, let's say, we all have cancer cell.
Yes.
The cancer cell is dormant in most of the body, and it triggers. Now, something similar, I'm saying is like, if he had that underlying situation and now it triggered for XYZ reason, so it is a very unfortunate. But that's why I said, fine is a very mysterious word that, people say, oh, I'm fine. But absence of any sickness doesn't mean that, you are healthy. Because there are some hidden stuff going on and we don't know. And that's the reason Mother Nature we have to surrender to Mother Nature. It's not that I'm not, I'm against the modern medicine. I'm against the modern, all those, the new research and development. No, you have to be on top of that also. But the basic, if you stay to your roots, your foundation, it is much more better way of dealing with any adverse situation. So, well, in this case, I wish him well. I want to see that, somehow they find some kind of solution. He's very young, only 48. And the world need this kind of, researcher who puts their own life on the fire, they put on the line, that it can happen. He knew that something may go wrong and it may cause some big thing, So I want to pray for him, and I want to see that I'm also a researcher like him, but I don't have $2 million to spend on every year. So I'm spending maybe $2,000 for my food. My expense for every month is around $150 to $200 a month. Where average Americans, they are spending at least $900 to $1,000 a month for food. So I'm eating less cost, no medicine, no doctor visit, no hospitalization. So all those things is benefit, yes. I was not taking so far. I just started taking 2 supplements a couple of months back. That also my friend Dr. Axay Shah, who wrote this, the forward for this book, he says, Akshay, I know your doctor is saying everything is good, but they never ran any the test for B12 and D3. As per his knowledge, and I also knew that, we as a vegetarian have a B12 deficiency. So I asked my doctor recently, just before running my marathon, that, Doc, please run this extra 2 test also. And he agreed. He said, yeah, let's do it. And when result came, he says, you are okay. You are not bad, but it's better if you take this supplement. It will enhance. So I started taking B12 and D3 just couple of months. That's it, yeah. I don't know. The difference is so far, as I said, I just started. The supplement is going to show some result, but first they gave D3 booster, 5,000, but now I am taking a very low dose. So it is going to, I have to see at least 6 months or 1 year to see the result, and I'm going to go again before I run my next year marathon in 2027. I will go in February and see, okay, Doc, check me out.
Yes, check. Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
So if there is someone watching or listening to this that is interested, but kind of wanting to, slowly explore the lifestyle and not jump straight in like you did 16 years ago, is there a recommendation that you have? Is there kind of a way to slowly try out the lifestyle and see if it's for you? And if so, what is that way? Like, is there one food group that you cut out first? Or do you only recommend just go all in for at least a period of 3 months and see how you feel?
Not going to work. All 100% is not going to work for most of the people. I had a different history, different background. as my willpower, my craziness, my stubbornness, you name it, and that allowed me to do it. Most of the people are not going to sustain it. So that's the reason I wrote the book, that, hey, you know what, start, don't go 100%. Start one baby step. Start taking, let's say, 25% of your meal raw. And whatever you like, don't even worry about nutrition and all those things. It will come automatically. If you start something what you like it, you like the taste or texture or whatever is available in your local market, because what is available in California, Los Angeles is not necessarily available in South Africa. So whatever available in your local market, start eating, or whatever you feel it is good, start eating those 25%, 20%, whatever you decide, but be consistent. At least, use for at least 3 to 4 weeks and see the difference, whether you are getting the good sleep, whether you are getting a better energy, whether you're starting having a good bowel movement. All those things is going to happen. Now your microbiome, it's like this. We abuse our body for this many years, and now we want to make a change. Our body is not going to adopt that change right away. It is going to resist. So you have to have that mentally, and I am giving step by step for everybody who, no matter where they are living, everybody is getting that guidance, this guardrail, that, hey, you know what, this is how you can start. And this can be anywhere to anybody at any age. There is a guidance. That's what I'm doing in this book.
Okay. Have there been any moments during the course of this journey for you that you have maybe thought, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or, it's not working, or has it just been from the first, when you first started feeling so much better, have you just been convinced that this is the lifestyle for you forever?
So it is like this. Let's say if you are doing whatever business or you are doing whatever job and you are very happy, you are getting a lot of money and whatever fame, popularity, whatever you need, you are getting it. Why you quit? You want to even do more. So actually that exactly happened. When I started, I was not knowing anything. How far I am going to go. Even I am going to go for 6 months or 1 year or 6 years or whatever. But when I saw that I am gaining so much, there is no loss. I have not even lose 1 pound. I was same 16 years back. I was 145. Today I am 145. So everything is weight is same. Only I lost my belly. From 32 trouser I am getting now 30. But that is giving me much more better in the shape. I got my muscles. Why I want to quit? And so I'm enjoying my life. I'm not now living. Most of the Indians and Gujarati, we live to eat. Now I'm eating to live. It is that different, So eating is become last priority. Anybody say what you wanted, don't worry. If we have, I'm fine. And even if I don't eat for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, no problem. I can, because my battery is charged so good.
It's amazing.
That I can sustain it without extra charging. So that is what on demand, on the way, anytime, every day, That is what benefit I am getting it. Not the last one, the one before marathon, I ran with 1 avocado. 1 avocado, and the same morning I ate 2 banana. That's about it. And people say, what? How can you do that? So it happened because of the whole system, that 14 years, 15 years of change. My system becomes so pure, so better. Now it is taking nutrition from any tiny bit, every tiny bit, and then it's like no loss, nothing waste, and the storage of this battery. So if in your phone, let's say if when you are charging and it holds the power for longer time, is a good battery. Otherwise, it's lousy. So my battery it improved Now I that's what I see it, because I'm getting energy for doing the work. I can think now better. I'm sleeping much better. I'm sleeping like a baby. When I go on vacation with my friends and stuff, you went to bed and within 5 minutes you're out. I said, yes, that's what we're supposed to be. And when I wake up, I'm waking up with full energy. I mean, at any time, people, when they call and say, you know what, it doesn't sound like you just woke up. So yeah, that's how we supposed to be. Our life is everybody have 24 hours in a day. Nobody have more than that. We have to use that time very effectively, and only way you can use that time only if you have enough energy.
Axay, thank you. This is so inspiring. It's slightly intimidating because you've gotten me very curious about trying this lifestyle, and I think it's quite a daunting one. I've said to you before, it's one that kind of it's one of those things that sounds very appealing, but when you think about everything you would need to do to start, it feels quite daunting. But when you talk about the benefits, it just sounds incredible.
And everybody is different. Every individual is different. You have to try. You have to make your own rule. And don't start. First, you read the book. Once you read the book, you understand the fundamentals of what I'm saying. Even what I'm saying, even if you understand, but if you are not ready to accept it, it's not going to work.
Yes.
Then you understand. Then you accept. And if there is any issue, contact me directly. Hey, Akshay, I'm still, this is confusing. Why is like that? And if I have some understanding, I will tell you. So this book is that guide. I did it because of the language, because of the simplicity and very simple language. I'm not a doctor. I don't have medical background. I cannot even understand some medical jargon. Library of Congress accepted this book because they saw that this is something which is a real substance. This is my thesis. I wrote this thesis that this is all this what we do, and this is the advantage. So before you try, if you try and if you love your, let's say, raw food, whatever you are eating, keep eating. But with the understanding, if you eat, it will give you better joy and benefit.
Thank you. I really appreciate you joining us today, and it's been incredibly interesting, and I certainly will reach out to you as and when I need some insight, because I'm quite interested to start this journey. And I think it's a very interesting perspective with regards to one's own wellness, because most of the time when you think about trying to do better or live better or feel better, you think about what to add, what more to do. But whereas from your philosophy, it's pure simplification. It's cutting away so much and just taking things right back down to very, very basic, the pure forms of what we should be doing.
Give me 1 minute. I'm telling,
yes.
If you want to take out that 5 poison what most of the people are taking every day, if they can cut even one in 1 month, and then second and third, it is good. The first is the refined sugar. Second is the refined salt. Third is the refined oil, all kind of oil, refined. Fourth is a dairy, any kind of dairy. And fifth is grains. All these 5 is the 5 poison we are taking. Eliminate one by one whatever you can, and keep adding the raw food, and you are going to see the result.
Amazing. Axay, thank you. You really you bring a very interesting perspective, and I very much look forward to staying in touch with you and seeing you complete more marathons and prove this lifestyle is the way forward. And I hope that everyone else watching really enjoyed it and found it interesting. We will tag Axay on social media, and also we'll include a link to his book. For anyone interested, you can go and order it online. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please send this to your friends, like, save, subscribe, etc. And take care. If this episode shifted something with you, share it with someone who needs it. Because the wellness industry doesn't change from the top down. It changes through conversations like these. So like, subscribe, and stay close. We're not chasing wellness anymore. We're redefining it through joy. See you next week.